Hello everyone, this is Venus Cheney. I'm the Senior Director of the Girl Scout Leadership Experience, and my role in the CEI transformation is the CEI Business Lead. On the call, we have Melanie Shield, our CEO. We have Mary Ellen Rogers, our Regional Manager of Membership for the Mississippi region and our Customer Engagement Lead. We have Whitney Getman, our Membership Manager and Volunteer Support Lead. Raleigh Walker, Manager of Volunteer Services and our Customer Care Lead, and Miss Cena Williams. She's the Regional Manager of Membership for Tennessee and our Adult Leadership Development Lead. We make up the CEI project team and are responsible for helping the Council successfully pass through a set of formal Girl Scout of the USA CEI requirements that ensure our Council's readiness. We are also responsible for submitting deliverables to GSUSA. We changed the format of the forums to webinar to give more volunteers the opportunity to participate. All of the information we're sharing tonight can be shared with others, but we wanted to start communicating this information out to service team members first because you are our direct connection to troops and girls. So we felt it was important to start with you. We still do encourage everyone to register for a webinar to hear it for themselves. We have 2 additional webinars coming up, June 2nd and the 4th. For clarification, when we say customers, we are referring to girls, parents, caregivers, and volunteers. Up next is Melanie Shield, our CEO.
Thank you, Venus. Thank you to all of our volunteers who are on the phone tonight. We appreciate you taking time to be with us tonight to learn more about how we can serve you as you deliver the mission of Girl Scouts. We're so appreciative of the time you give and all your creativity and dedication and love you give our girls. We're hoping that this new system that you're learning about tonight will make your job easier and make it more enjoyable to volunteer for Girl Scouts. And without further ado, I'll turn it back to Venus.
Thanks, Melanie. The Customer Engagement Initiative is a national movement between GSUSA and councils to provide a consistent and quality customer-centric experience that results in local and nationwide girl and volunteer membership growth in our K-5 customer base. It's a holistic business shift that's going to help us improve service at every stage of the customer experience. It impacts how we recruit members and how we market who we are and what we do. It impacts how we form and organize troops. It impacts how we deliver our programs and as well as how our members renew their membership. All 112 Girl Scout Council are making this transition to CEI. So why is CEI so important? For almost a decade, there's been a national decline of girl and adult members in Girl Scouting, and a majority of those members are our elementary K-5 Daisy, Brownie, and Junior Girl Scouts. This isn't just a national trend, but also a local reality that is impacting our council. In 3 years, we've lost almost 50% of our K-5 girls and volunteers, with root causes linking to girls not having consistent high-quality experiences, volunteer experiences not meeting the volunteer needs, and council's capacity to attract and secure outside funding. In 5 years, we'll be at risk for losing 6% of our members. Nationally, we'll experience a decrease in revenue by $70 million. We'll experience a decrease in potential adult volunteers by 7%, and more than 2% of girls will be placed on waiting lists for troops. From this, we've learned that it's critical that we are efficient in attracting volunteers, caregivers, and girls to Girl Scouts, and that it's just as critical we ensure that they get a best-in-class experience once they're a part of our organization. We've also learned that we need to implement effective recruitment and retention strategies to build our membership, but also maintain the foundation of our membership, which are our current girls and volunteers. We need consistent, higher quality program delivery systems and girl experiences, and we need a more efficient business model. In partnership with GSUSA, Girl Scouts Heart of the South is taking action to prevent further membership decline and improve customer service through the Customer Engagement Initiative so that our volunteers feel valued, empowered, supported, and proud to be a part of Girl Scouts Heart of the South. CEI is a part of a larger movement that includes journeys, digital cookies, the volunteer toolkit, the web platform, a national funding campaign, and alumni connections. The outcomes of CEI are about the long-term sustainability of Girl Scouts. The movement has seen a declining volunteer base for the past decade. We need to evolve and take immediate action. We've acknowledged the importance of becoming more customer-centric, and for the first time, GSUSA is working with councils and investing in shared tools and technology that will empower us to dramatically improve the volunteer experience. From joining and getting oriented to managing a troop and renewing membership, being a volunteer will be easier, more manageable, and more enjoyable. Volunteers and our staff will also benefit from the efficiencies enabled by digital tools that are a part of CEI. You'll spend less time on manual and administrative processes and more time focused on our girls and our mission. An enhanced volunteer experience will mean higher recruitment and retention rates, which will mean that we can serve more girls. By giving you the information and resources you need when and how you need it, we're promoting the delivery of more consistent, higher quality, and more relevant programming. This results in an enhanced girl experience, and these are the tools. The digital tools. CEI consists of three main digital components: the web platform, volunteer systems, and the volunteer toolkit that ensure volunteers, parents, and caregivers have a great experience from the moment they engage with Girl Scouts. The web platform is a dynamic, flexible tool for displaying council website content such as events, forms, camp, and shop in a streamlined, user-friendly format. The volunteer system is a volunteer management database that will be on our website. It will give volunteers, girls, and parents, and caregivers the ability to select their volunteer troop opportunity, complete their application and background check, select a troop, register for a troop, or renew their membership all online and all in a matter of minutes versus days or weeks. It will give staff the ability to stay in constant contact with volunteers through every step of the process, ensuring the needs of members and potential members are met. Accessed via the web platform, the Volunteer Toolkit is a comprehensive digital tool and the primary support resource for volunteers as they work with girls. It gives troop leaders the ability to electronically select and plan troop, badge, and journey activities and manage parent communications. All three components are computer, phone, and tablet friendly, and we expect to have this technology available to us in the summer of 2016. As the world becomes more technologically advanced and dependent, it's important that we keep up with the changes for the benefit of our girls and volunteers. We're always working toward ensuring our volunteers are able to stay connected and have options available to them. Some of the key features of the Volunteer Toolkit include a 15-meeting pre-populated year plan by grade level, Daisy, Brownie, and Junior, aligned with badges that go along with those meetings. The year plans are customizable to fit what your girls plan to do for the year. You'll have the ability to add custom activities, council events, and journey options to the year plan. Also available will be a variety of administrative functions. You'll be able to set your troop calendar, meeting times, and locations. Default agendas for every meeting, complete with scripted guides, and all the necessary materials will be available as well. Those agendas can be adjusted to meet your needs. Printable, downloadable meeting aids and resources will be available, and those resources touch on topics that range from how to talk to parents to how to safely take girls on an archery adventure. Topics are searchable and linked to specific meetings. Volunteers, parents, and caregivers will be able to take advantage of the toolkit with varying levels of access. If you're interested in seeing a live version of the toolkit, a 5-part tutorial can be found on GSUSA's YouTube channel. Each tutorial is 2 to 3 minutes long. The web platform, Volunteer Toolkit, and Volunteer Systems are the digital tools that support our new operating model, and it is what will help us execute this change in our council. This business operating model has a sales and service focus. This means the focus on customers, our volunteers, caregivers, and of course our girls. It illustrates the method in which council staff and volunteers will engage girls and adults in Girl Scouts, specifically looking at how we recruit, serve, and retain our K-5 customers to reach our mission. As girls and volunteers enter the organization, moving through each of the 4 phases, lead generation, conversion, service delivery, and renewal, the customer and the council benefit from improved customer experience and loyalty, decreased volunteer time and effort, an increase in new and retained members, and an increase in business efficiency. It's an entirely new way of working, and using one operating model ensures our customers are experiencing a local and nationally consistent Girl Scout program. In order to move this transformation forward and align ourselves with this new way of work, we are forming new staff departments who are responsible for each of the 4 phases of the business model. In just a moment, each department lead is going to speak about how their department will support you. But before we go into that, if you can imagine your membership manager, they are the volunteer touch point for everything happening in our council. They are girl and adult recruiters. They place girls, answer volunteer questions ranging from registration to travel to cookies and magnet. They set up booths in the communities. They deliver flyers to schools, collect and approve paperwork. They help volunteers resolve conflict, and the list goes on and on. And while in some areas they have the support of service unit volunteers, 75% of the time there are no service team volunteers who provide that support. They are the sole individual responsible for the Girl Scout experience of hundreds of volunteers, girls, and parents in multiple service units, which could lead to needs not being met on the volunteer troop level and high staff turnover on the council level. So we've taken that membership manager role and broken it down to more focused, streamlined work to better serve you and our girls. We will no longer have the membership manager position as you know it. Rather, we will have teams with specific expertise to better support you. Service team members will be aligned directly with corresponding council staff.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Ellen Rogers. I'm currently serving as the Regional Manager of Membership for Mississippi, as Venus introduced me, and with the changes to CEI, I will be moving into the Director of Customer Engagement role, which means that I will be responsible for leading the teams that will be working members and volunteers through the first 2 phases, lead conversion and lead generation. The basic function of lead generation, or the recruitment team, is to lead people to Girl Scouts. This staffing arm works very closely with the marketing team to generate qualified leads. What is a qualified lead? It's the name of anyone that might be interested in participating in Girl Scouts in some form or fashion. It could be a potential girl or adult member, or even a community partner that can help us along the way. The lead generation and marketing teams acquire leads through assorted tactics and strategies, such as advertisements, community and school events, and digital support like our GSHS website and social media interactions. This team will also work closely with service unit level recruiters to help generate these leads and bring new people into the Girl Scouting fold. Once someone has expressed interest in participation, they become a qualified lead, where they then transition to the conversion team as what we will call opportunities. Members of the conversion team are the opportunity owners. Having likely been assigned to staff by zip code for ease in organization and support, these potential members, or opportunities, will be guided through the registration and placement process, and additionally, for adult members, through the screening and approval process. This team will work closely with service unit placement personnel to get new members started with their Girl Scout experience. Technically speaking, whenever a lead or a customer creates an interest form, Salesforce, our new membership database, will create a record. This automated process means that nobody gets lost in the shuffle, and we know exactly where everyone is along the way. If a customer or opportunity stops their conversion at any point, Salesforce will automatically send an email reminder to them and will prompt the member of the lead conversion team, those opportunity owners, to offer support. So, the lead conversion team moves people from the opportunity stage to member classification for the volunteer support and customer care teams to work with along their Girl Scout journey.
This is Whitney Getman, Membership Manager for the Memphis area and Volunteer Lead Support Team. The Volunteer Lead Support Team's main focus is to help deliver a high-quality, consistent experience for Girl Scout members. This team will support our membership with grade-level guidance, troop travel and activities, service unit and troop finances, volunteer trainings. Our plan is to be able to provide a more online, on-demand trainings so that volunteers have the flexibility to learn when it's best for them. We will also be assisting in helping with the volunteer toolkit. This team is in direct contact with volunteers and parents throughout the year, ensuring an enjoyable experience for both girls and volunteers, and helping with members through the renewal process along with the conversion team.
Hi everyone, this is Raleigh, and if you remember from our introductions, I'm the customer care lead. The goal of the customer care team is to improve the customer's experience, and this new technology we're introducing is going to help us do that. We know that membership retention only follows a positive experience, so our number one goal is to make that happen by providing high-quality customer service in a fast and friendly way. The way we currently operate, when a volunteer or a parent has a question, they either call the front desk to get transferred to the appropriate person, or they try to figure out who exactly they should be asking. Many different people hold the answers to many different questions, but all of the answers are not in one place. Do you call volunteer services for a question about TCL training or the outdoor program department? What about questions about Gold Award? Who do those go to? We know that it can only be very challenging for our volunteers and parents to get the answers they need quickly with so many points of contact. One of our exciting new changes will be that volunteers and parents will have a help desk available to them, accessible by phone, email, website, and social media. With our new technology, the customer care team will have solutions to your questions at their fingertips. It's going to be like having your very own Girl Scout easy button. Of course, we can't anticipate every potential question and therefore know that we won't have all the answers all the time. The cool thing with this new technology, though, is that we can continuously build this database of questions and solutions over time. Whenever a new question comes in and a solution has to be developed, it's logged for when we receive it again in the future. Customer care will be the place for all customers to receive quick answers and ongoing support.
Hi, this is Sina Williams, and I'm currently Regional Manager of Membership for Tennessee, and I am the Adult Leadership Development Lead. The purpose of the Adult Leadership Development Team is to offer our customers professional development opportunities that will not only enhance their Girl Scout volunteer experience, but also enhance their personal and professional lives as well. Starting this fall, this team will develop and coordinate training opportunities throughout the council, along with the community and educational partners. We are currently researching requirements for volunteers to be able to obtain continuing education credits, CEUs, for completing certain training programs. Some examples of these trainings include, but are not limited to, presentation effectiveness, conflict resolution, time management, public speaking, diversity training, using technology. This team is also responsible for coordinating volunteer awards and appreciation. Again, the purpose of this team is to provide tangible benefits and an incentive for our Girl Scouts Heart of the South volunteers. Besides the joy of working with our girls, we want to offer something extra that is beneficial to you, our volunteers.
We've also redesigned our service units to make receiving support from council, providing support to troop leaders, and growth opportunities in membership and programming more attainable, but also to make regional cross-functional work more manageable for staff. As you can see, our realignment of service units has moved us from 96 to 40 service units in GSHS. So what this means for you: more manageable areas of service across our council, creation of stronger service units throughout our jurisdiction due to shared resources of time, talent, and treasure, more and better opportunities for both volunteers to serve and for girls to have increased quality participation. This will take effect in the 2015-16 membership year. The management and function of service units will not change. However, the geographic region that they serve will. We believe that a larger geographic region will mean a larger volunteer pool. Often we find it difficult to fill service unit teams, and service unit managers have to assume more responsibility. We feel that this realignment will allow us to build full service unit teams to share the load. As we mentioned earlier, service unit team members will also be aligned with coordinating staff to support them in their roles. For example, service unit treasurer might work more closely moving forward with the accounting staff. There are some exceptions, but in most cases, our realignment was based off combining service units that had a high Girl Scout volunteer support and girl participation with service units that had lower Girl Scout presence. You may notice that we have a few service units that are being split. We will be contacting those service units to help them work through this process. It is important to note that no service unit is being absorbed by another. Volunteers from every area will have equal opportunity to engage in service unit operations and will be given equal consideration in being appointed to the service unit management. For the management of the service units, there will not be a one-size-fits-all. While we will look to fill the same positions across all service unit teams, the meeting setup and structure can vary. Some service units might choose to meet every other month due to travel considerations or rotate meeting locations. Other service units might choose to incorporate technology and broadcast meetings via Skype, Google Hangouts, or include conference call options. We know that some service units already successfully use this function and are successful. The point is that each service unit can decide what's going to best suit their volunteers. Moving forward, service unit treasuries will reflect the new service unit, beginning with the 2015 membership year and Magnet proceeds. Over the course of the next few months, we will be working with you on completing your plans and budgets and will provide guidance on the transitioning of existing service unit funds. We are not asking you to change your plans. However, our hope is that you will include others in your events. With that said, the new service units will be operating under a combined budget for this Girl Scout year. In many cases, when service units are being combined, some service units will have smaller treasury than others. Keep in mind, however, that the size of the service unit treasury usually reflects the number of girls being served in that area.
In addition to the realignment of our service units, we've also reintroduced associations. Associations are clusters of service units designed to increase support to volunteers, provide more local training opportunities, and more options for girls to participate. Our new associations are comprised of 2 to 6 service units, and as you can see on your screen, they're named after the 10 flowers represented by our daisy petals. They will not take over the business of the service units, but will provide an additional level of support and services for girls and volunteers. Our hope is that these associations will have their own budget for Girl Scout operations through an additional monetary incentive level attached to product sales, similar to the way service unit treasuries are currently funded. The associations and the service units within them will be guided by leadership boards. The boards are going to provide new, additional growth opportunities for volunteers. As with all volunteer positions, those leadership board positions will be appointed by the council. If you think you may be interested in serving in one of these roles or would like to recommend someone, please let us know. The association structure will be in place for the 2015-2016 membership year. The next 2 slides, you'll see how we've realigned our 96 service units into 40 and how they're grouped into associations. We will be sending these maps and lists out following tonight's webinar.
So what does all of this mean to you? What are the benefits to you as volunteers with these changes in CEI? As we all know, membership in Girl Scouts, from signing up to being appointed to a troop, can currently take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. With CEI, we think that this will be cut down to no more than 1 week. Volunteers will be able to get the information and the resources that they need, when they need it, and in a way that makes sense for their lives. That might mean going from hundreds of pages of content that they need to review, or multiple lengthy conversations that need to be had, to simply accessing one digital application. The Volunteer Toolkit makes managing a troop, preparing for and leading meetings, and connecting with other volunteers dramatically easier. As volunteers, you can also use the toolkit to communicate a girl's progress and experience to her parents or caregivers and ask for their involvement in activities and trips. You can find the content you need on the website, can more easily search for events and forums and can access these types of things across whatever devices are most convenient for you to work with, like a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. All of this means less time working on being a great volunteer and more time doing other stuff that you love.
Benefits to parents, caregivers, and girls. Parents and caregivers are regularly informed of their girls' status in the joining process. The parent portal on the Volunteer Toolkit makes it easier for parents and caregivers to communicate with their girls' troop leader, manage her schedule, and stay involved in her Girl Scouts experience. Parents and caregivers can find the content they need on the website, can more easily search for events and forums, and can also access information on multiple devices, smartphones, tablets, or computers. A benefit to girls is that they will experience higher quality, relevant programming.
So we're going to continue to have this dialogue between staff and volunteers about the changes related to CEI. Between May 18th and June 1st, we'll be appointing volunteers to service unit teams and leadership boards as a part of our next steps. Service unit team position trainings will begin in June and are required by all members of the service team. And we will continue to develop GSUSA deliverables and tools and resources to support the transition to CEI. We'll expect this to be available to our volunteers summer of 2016. And then lastly, our staff will launch their work into their new roles on June 29th. So now that you know what our next steps are, let's take a look at the next steps for the service teams. You'll wrap up your Girl Scout year as normal. You can submit nominations or recommendations for service team and leadership board positions up until May 20th. If you haven't already, you'll receive or will be contacted by your membership manager requesting troop information and recruitment plans. It's basically a working document where we're gathering information from you regarding your plans for recruitment and the number of girls you are willing to accommodate for the 2015-2016 membership year. We're trying to collect that information by June the 4th. In early March, you received information via Heartstrings and your membership manager asking for a personal profile. You can submit those up until the 15th of June. And then, of course, you'll submit your end of the year paperwork as well. And those things include your troop and service unit financial reports, your volunteer position evaluations, and your attendance and dues records. This concludes our CEI webinar. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this evening. We hope that this presentation provides you with greater clarity in the direction in which Girl Scouts Heart of the South is going. Please, if you have any further questions or concerns, don't forget to contact Melanie Shield, myself, Venus Cheney, Mary Ellen Rogers, Whitney Getman, Raleigh Walker, and Cena Williams. Thank you and good night.